Hey everybody, Alex Hooper here from Sorare First Pitch. Gonna do something I promised. We had a little bit of technical difficulties yesterday, so you didn't really get to see me build my lineup as much as I intended for that to be the case. But we have done our first drawing for community roster building. I randomized the YouTube comments, and Pedro Joao, you are our first winner. So let's just dive into this. I just want to show you how I build lineups. I tried to show you on Friday. I'm going to try and show you again. Technical difficulties, like I said. You should be able to see my entire screen here. Here's everything, all of it together. All right. So here's the spreadsheet that you get at patreon.com/sorarefp. This is only half of it, or at least half this page even. I've cut the weekend out of it just so you can get the optimizer over here, and we're going to build a little bit, and you can see what's going on here. So I have manually entered Pedro's players here. There's some naming error inconsistencies. We don't have to worry about that a whole bunch, plus I don't think we're going to be using some of these players. So, I think I mentioned it before on the last show. The first thing that you need to do before building a lineup is have an idea of what contests you want to prioritize. Now, looking at Pedro's lineup with Joel Embiid and Donovan Mitchell and Karl Anthony Towns all out, I would prioritize contender personally. He doesn't have to, but I don't think a combo of DeRozan, Porzingis, Van Vliet, any three of those guys, I don't think that's going to bring you to glory in Champ. So if you want to go out and buy someone, that's fine. But with the current set of players, I would prioritize contender. So really quick, I will build a Champ lineup and just show you how to do that. How I do that. You can do it however you want. So first things first, you have to decide between DeRozan, Van Vliet, and Kristaps Porzingis. In my sheet here, I have sorted by upside points added. So if everything goes right, these are the guys that are going to take me even further up the standings. So right off the rip, you're looking at Porzingis as the best player. The other two decisions are DeRozan and Van Vliet as far as possible MVPs here. DeRozan has the higher upside score overall. You see that here in G. So DeRozan on a bigger game, you expect to have a bigger game than Van Vliet. Also note that these guys all have 2 games. Andrew Wiggins only has 1. Terry Easton has 1. John Collins has 1. We don't know about some of these guys. I have to do that manually. But I generally try to get guys with 2 games. I've found that the inconsistency of 1 game can ruin a lineup. It can also be helpful. You're going to be sweating the entire time. So I'm going to go with DeRozan and Porzingis off the rip. Again, we're talking MVP champion lineup here, so I want the big dogs. Brunson and Maxey have a little bit higher added points marginally for Maxey than DeRozan. So we can try to build with that as well, and then using Porzingis as the captain. But what we're going to do is we're going to use Porzingis and flex. Our MVP is going to be DeRozan. I'm going to do this manually. 1s and 0s here. Or you can use the finder function, which maybe I'll do here at the end. So I've decided on Porzingis. I've decided on DeRozan. I'm going to go Brunson and see where that puts us. That puts us at an L10 of 78 out of 120. So that's what? 42 remaining? So obviously you could go like, oh, I'm going to shoehorn Maxey in here. Not 4 of them, just 1 of them. Shoehorn Maxey in here, and then I'm going to toss Juan Toscano Anderson in. You've added 100 points. That means your median score, or that puts your median score at 191. It's the upside points that you've added here. So all of a sudden you're looking at 264. I believe 264 is a prize-winning score most times. So you need DeRozan to hit this upside. You need Porzingis to hit this upside, and all of a sudden, yeah, you're looking pretty good with Brunson and Maxey and Toscano Anderson. So instead of Maxey, let me drop down here to Monk. He's a pretty high option there. I'm going to get rid of Toscano Anderson. All of a sudden, we're looking at 22 points. We're just missing it with Karis LeVert. Let's see what it looks like. Kind of the same, only marginally better. You're over. That lineup doesn't work. Let's actually, really, I should have looked at Montrezl Harrell. So here's a decision point that you have to make here, and something you can sort by. I sorted by pure points. So I'm just looking at how many points on top of their L10. So naturally, with guys lower, like Harrell, you're going to see fewer points added because they don't score as many points. I mean, if they're up there higher, then great. But if you want to see who your best deals are, you're going to go to upside or best games /L10. That's under the values tab. You read that right here. So I'm going to go here, and really quick, I'm going to find out who I should really be starting my lineup with by who has the highest value. So Toscano Anderson and Montrezl Harrell and Malik Monk. That sounds like a great start to a contender lineup. But so let's go back. We're back here. So Toscano Anderson, you could go here. You could go Harrell. And you have 3 points to improve here. This is the best lineup you're going to get. And now you're looking at 27. I actually have 5 flex guys. Who did I not? Oh, I didn't take Monk out. So yeah, you're at a worse score. You can go up 22, whatever. This is where you would then start to add on the points. So if I go up to Eason or even Osman, I'm adding 13 points. We're still 10 under. So at 252, you can... Let's try to just go up to, let's see, we're at 19. We're capable of adding 10 more. So we can actually go up to 29 here and go Mitchell Robinson, 265 yet again. Let's see. If you want even more, you could drop from Harrell to Anderson. All of a sudden, so you see I'm using the ones and zeros here and kind of changing this around. These are moving. I have 7 to play with now. I could go up to a 36. If I had another Brunson, I would love to. Van Fleet puts us 7 over. Do I want to drop to Wiggins? Can't do that. I go down even further, so I'm going to go to Rozier. So yeah, originally what we did looked better. So let's try running the optimizer really quick. Pardon me as I have to do this manually because I don't have it set up here. We're going to maximize the points added. So we're just going to try to stuff as many points in as possible here. We're going to change all of these. Again, we need all of these to be binary. This is how I do it. Sorare Data has their own lineup builder, which is very clean. It doesn't have the same... it doesn't have our projections. That's the only difference. That's why I prefer mine. But then I do take it over there if I want to consider matchups and stuff like that. So we need that to be smaller than that. We need this to equal this, and MVP is fine. And also, I don't want it to count DeRozan, or I don't want it to change to DeRozan. So I'm going to say 0 here because we're already adding him. He's our MVP in this lineup. Optimizer says, so running the optimizer, it actually gives us Terry Rozier. Up here, we did have the math do that instead of Toscano Anderson. So it's Harrell, Rozier, Brunson, Porzingis, DeRozan. If you think that's a good lineup, go ahead. 268 upside could win you something. Median score of 189 is not going to win you anything. But generally, the median scores are so close to the L10s that they don't really predict much. So let's instead try to build a contender lineup. where I think you can actually make a lot of hay with what you have. I think this is probably really easy. If it fits, it's going to be Toscano Anderson, Harrell, Monk, Maxey, Brunson. So scroll over here so we can see it. Eyeball this, I'm pretty sure. That's Toscano Anderson. Let's see, where's Monk? 8. Okay. 108 points added. Excuse me, let me move this. Okay. 190 upside score in Contender, I think, has a great shot. We need L10s here, not best game. Sorry, I have to move these around. Obviously, I was very prepared for this episode. 110 or 107, that actually fits perfectly. And you can still run the DeRozan lineups. So yeah, this is actually what I would run. I would run, personally, in Contender, I'd run Toscano Anderson, Harrell, Monk, Maxey, Brunson. And then you still get left over. The only one we want to get rid of here is Montrezl Harrell, and we have 15 to work with. You got to drop off to Trey Lyles. If he gets the run, then that's fine. You can also... Or wait, no, we lost Brunson as well, didn't we? We did. So I'm keeping DeRozan, Porzingis, and Terry Rozier here. Can we fit Van Vliet? We can with an 8. We could run Raul Neto in there, and all of a sudden we're looking at 253. That's not that bad considering you used a lot of value guys here. Let's see. Instead of Rozier, we could run Levert. Can we add 4? Can we get up to 12? No. How about if we drop from Levert to Osman? Still got 8 from 8. And go back up to Trey Lyles. That lineup's not much better. All right, so let's run the optimizer again just on this really quick. See if there's a better option. I just need to tell it not to use these spots. We need it not to use this. Not to use this. And not to use this. Again, we're maximizing points added. Computer's going to break as it tries to run this. Okay, here we go. So they actually like Eason, Wiggins, Rozier, Staps, and you're looking at a better lineup there. What did I have? I had Rozier. Rozier's in there. Wiggins, if he plays, Eason. So I don't like the 1 games here. That's the only thing. I would prefer to just go here. And then from Eason to... Can I get Levert, right? Yeah, we're 1 over. Eason to Osman. Then you get 2 games, and you don't drop that many points. So that's how I do that. That's it. Am I missing anything? Oh, so the last thing you could do, too, and you have this option with our tools, so if there's someone you don't like in here, so if I go over here, I like Brunson, Maxey. I think this is actually a dope lineup if everything goes well. Brunson, Maxey, Harrell. Embiid's probably going to be out next week as well. Toscano Anderson. I don't know what's going on with the Lakers, so you're going to have to watch that. Monk. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, these guys all have great values. Say we don't like Maxey. Go over here. I look. I say, oh, I have 3 to work with, so I have up to 35. So I'm going to come over here to the All-Star tab. This is what your projections tab will be in the All-Star subscription. I am going to say, cap this less than or equal to 35. And I just want raw points. If it's 1 spot, I don't need value. If I'm like, this is the 1 guy I'm going to change, I don't need value. So I'm going to say, give me the highest upside score in this range. And it's Desmond Bane at 31 or Jeremy Grant. at 35. What you can then do is come over here to the prices tab. It looks like Jeremy Grant is cheaper on a limited level, so then I would just go out and get a Jeremy Grant. Or if you want Desmond Bain, that's fine. And even if you wanted, you could say, all right, I have Desmond Bain. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to change Desmond Bain. All right, I have 4 left. Now I can upgrade it from Brunson if I wanted to. Clear that really quick. Now I'm going to drop to 40. If only you had 41 and you wanted to get Ja in there. It's Brunson, so you don't want to change that out. What you could do, like I said, if you wanted to drop to Morant, it's my gallery. So is there a better option than Monk? I mean, you could drop from Monk to Osman. I don't love that. Who's the best at 19? And then this could determine, you could go out there and get, I don't know, I guess you got to get 3 people at this point. Reggie Jackson he's actually not better than Osman. It's Mark Williams or Osman. So if you really wanted to go from Jalen Brunson to Ja Morant, I mean, you have to go buy that player. But that's how you can do that. You can kind of change and play around with this a little bit. If it really happens to doesn't matter. Tyrese Maxey. Okay. So yeah, that's how you do that. If you just want to figure out who else you can possibly grab. So I plan on doing this again on Monday. As we're a little closer to news, hopefully, Pedro, you can use this. And news won't screw you up too much, but you got to pay attention to the news. You got to keep on top of that. And if not, things can change quickly. And all of a sudden, some of these guys, like Toscano Anderson, they can wind up not helping you a ton. So these options are available. Yeah, check them out. Sorare.com, or yeah, Sorare.com, but patreon.com/SorareFP. $10 membership gives you all that and the Discord if you just want the projections so you don't get the My Team tab. You can't do what I was doing with the optimizer or have your own sortable unless you build it yourself. $10 gets you that. $5 will just get you that all-star page that I looked at without the prices. So hopefully that's good enough. Hopefully that explains it. Hopefully you can actually see my screen unlike the last time. And with that, we will talk to you on Monday.